Good evening, everybody. Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is August 11th, 2025. I got to looking at some dates in the future here, and I am seeing something very important connected to Hanukkah, especially the last day of Hanukkah, December 21st. 2025. As I got to look into all of this information, I wanted to see the connection to the rebirth of Israel. And I find it very interesting that from May 14th, 1948, it is 77 years, 7 months, and 7 days to what is going to be the 7th day going into the 8th day of Hanukkah. So we have a 7777 connection to the 7th, going into the 8th day of Hanukkah on December 21st, 2025. March 30th was Nisan 1, and there was a solar eclipse on March 29th, 2025, leading into the new year of Nisan 1, March 30th. From March 30th to December 21st, it's 266 days, and this could be seen as a perfect length of a pregnancy. It's interesting to note that this is the case every year from the beginning of the year. Nisan 1 to the last day of Hanukkah is always going to be 266 days, a full length pregnancy. December 21st in 2012 was the big day for the end of the world, according to the Mayans. And in 2025, we're going to see that December 21st, during the day, is the 7th day of Hanukkah, and December 21st, after sunset, going into the evening and into December 22nd, is going to be the 8th day of Hanukkah. So we have the end of Hanukkah, day 7, going into day 8. I've always seen this connection to the winter solstice as very important based on what it is shown to us in Matthew chapter 24. Pray that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So a number of things here that come to mind as we read this. The first thing is this connection to winter and the connection to the Sabbath day. The beginning of the Great Tribulation connected to this time. For then there shall be great tribulation. And then it goes on to say, except those days should be shortened. So the interesting thing about the winter solstice is that it is the shortest day of the year and the longest night of the year. And so we have this flight not in winter, the shortest day, for then there shall be great tribulation. Something to consider. Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, is an 8-day Jewish holiday commemorating the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 164 BCE. The 8th day holds significance because it marks the culmination of the miracle where a small amount of consecrated oil, enough for only 1 day, miraculously burned for 8 days in the temple's menorah. This event is celebrated as a testament to Jewish resilience and faith. So the 8th day of Hanukkah is a very significant day, December 21st, after sunset going into December 22nd. The parable of the 10 virgins shows us the importance of the oil. Just as in Hanukkah there is oil in the lamp, and it's a miracle of the oil so that the oil does not run low, we also have the parable of the 10 virgins where they needed a miraculous source of oil that would not run dry. And then the bridegroom came at midnight. December 21st is the shortest day and the longest night of the year, could be considered the midnight of the year being the longest night of the year. So we have the connection to Hanukkah, we have the connection to midnight, we have a connection to the oil being the 8th day of Hanukkah. A very important time frame to consider that the bridegroom could come at a day and an hour you do not expect, maybe on the last day of Hanukkah. And Hanukkah and the name Enoch are connected through their shared Hebrew word chanakh, which means to dedicate. Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights, commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem after its desecration by the Seleucid Greeks. Enoch in Genesis is known for walking with God and being taken by God without dying, which is seen as a form of dedication and consecration, and also a form of rapture, since he was taken without seeing death. Genesis 5:24, Enoch walked with God and he was not, for God took him. Hebrews 11:5, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because God had translated him, for before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased God. Enoch had a great faith. Enoch walked with God, and he had pleased God through his testimony. And Enoch and Hanukkah have the same root word. Hanukkah means the feast of the dedication, and the name Enoch means dedicated. Enoch, Hanukkah. Could this be the connection to the rapture of the church on the timing of Hanukkah, maybe the beginning of Hanukkah, maybe the middle of Hanukkah, maybe right there at the end of Hanukkah on the last day? This is very important that we consider all of these things. So here's the information on Hanukkah. Hanukkah in 2025 begins at sundown on December 14th and lasts for 8 days, concluding at nightfall on December 22nd. This corresponds to the Hebrew calendar dates of 25 Kislev through 2 Tevet, 5786. And one more thing I see here is we're leading up to Hanukkah, starting on December 14th of 2025. It was exactly on December 14th of 2020 when it was the middle day in between the two great American eclipses. There was another solar eclipse over South America, and it was the first vaccine in the United States, December 14th of 2020. I shared extensively about this day, December 14th of 2020. X marks the spot, the middle day in between the two great American eclipses, and it worked out to be midweek Hanukkah, and it was the first vaccine in the United States. The parable of the 10 virgins is about 5 wise virgins and 5 foolish virgins. And now we have the 5-year anniversary from the first vaccine and from the middle day of the two great American eclipses, December 14th, 2020 to December 14th, 2025. 5 years of testing. It's the 5-year anniversary, leading us once again to Hanukkah. So Hanukkah begins on December 14th, 2025, going into December 21st and December 22nd, the 7th and 8th days of Hanukkah. As I said earlier in my post, I know that this may not fall on pleasant ears for many people. There's a lot of things that people are watching between now and the Feast of Trumpets, and many things that could be coming up well before December, well before Hanukkah. But this is what I am seeing, and this is what I want to share with you tonight. So I pray that you guys are blessed. For him who has ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. I believe that something is going to be very, very important leading up to Hanukkah, leading up to this time of Christmas, leading up to this time of the beginning of winter. And although many people are seeing so many things leading up to September and October, I see something very important leading to December. So I don't know exactly what that is right now, but this is the way I'm being led, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So I pray you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.